Hello students, hopefully you are all in good conditions. The discussion for today that you can see on the screen right now is about the gerund and infinitive. The discussion of the gerund and infinitive now is about the perfect, passive and continuous forms. Common patterns in English about the infinitives. Normally with the verb with the to infinitive, like I want to go to the cinema. Verb with the object here, like what we discussed in the previous lessons. With the to infinitive, I want her to go to the cinema. So the use of her after want, and after that is to infinitive. With the verb plus object and infinitive without to. She made me cry. Here there is no to infinitive, but after the object there is infinitive without to. Another one is the verb with the to infinitive or gerund. One is with a change or the meaning is changed when it is used with infinitive or gerund. And number two, without changing the meanings of the expressions with to infinitive or gerund. Like she stopped to smoke and she stopped smoking. The use of to smoke, the meaning is she was doing the action of smoking, but something happened during that time and she stopped to smoke because of that things. After that thing happened, she continued to smoke. But when the sentence with she stopped smoking, here is the permanent action of smoking was not related to her anymore. So she didn't smoke at all before. One of her habit was smoking, but after that she stopped and she didn't have that habit anymore. So that's the difference. But number two, like I started to cry and I started crying, both sentences are similar meaning. Another one is the verb patterns in English with a gerund. The common patterns is the verb plus gerund or verb plus to infinitive with changing the meaning or without changing the meaning. So there's a change here, like this is no change at all. Like she stopped smoke and she stopped smoking last time we discussed. I started crying and I started to cry, just the same meaning. Number two is the verb with gerund. I love singing. I love singing. So there is verb and the verb here is love, and after love is gerund, it is singing. That is common patterns in English. Another pattern that we need to discuss about the infinitive and gerund is the use of them, the use of the expressions in passive infinitive and passive gerund. We use a passive infinitive to talk about actions which are done to the subject. So the subject here to have the impact of the actions. So the actions are done and the actions are related to the subject. It's very difficult to get promoted in this company. And you know it, it's very difficult to get promoted. To get promoted in this company is very difficult. So you can change the position, the meanings are similar. That is to get promoted, get with promoted, it is one example of the passive. Or my car needs to be serviced. My car needs to be serviced. Need to be serviced here is passive and it is related to the actions to the car. Okay, my car needs to be serviced. To be with the past participle. With a passive gerund, we use a passive gerund to talk about actions which are done to the subject, similar, right? But this is with infinitive, this is with gerund. Same function. She loves being told how pretty she is. Loves being told. Being told is being with the past participle. This is the actions to be done to the subject she. I'm tired. I'm tired of being lied to. So the impact or to whom the action of being lied is given is I. So I'm tired of being lied to. The actions of being lied is intended or given to the subject I. The next forms of the infinitive and gerund is the perfect. So perfect infinitive and perfect gerund. Like the present perfect or past perfect or perfect tenses, we use a perfect infinitive when we want to emphasize the actions was completed in the past. So the focus of this action belongs to the past. How wonderful to have finished all our exams. To have finished all our exams, the meaning here is you want to say you have completed the actions of finishing the exams. So completed in the past, you said to have finished. To have with the past participle. By the time I'm 30, I hope to have started a family. By the time I'm 30, I hope to have started a family. The meaning is already having a family before 30. That's the meaning, just to emphasize. Often there's no difference between using the perfect infinitive and the simple infinitive. The meaning here, by the time I'm 30, I hope to start a family, or how wonderful to finish all our exams. Some students or some speakers just use them in the same meaning. Number 2 is the perfect gerund. We use a perfect gerund when we want to emphasize what an action was completed in the past. There's no difference. When you want to emphasize, just the same. With the gerund, with the perfect, just the same. But the meaning, maybe you want to give more meaning here or to stress the meaning. He thanked them for having helped me. For having, so this is the gerund, and help here is the past participle. For having helped me, that is the perfect gerund. Having studied one language before makes it easier to learn another. So having studied one language before, having studied, the meaning it is already completed. Okay, someone or the subject here already completed the action of studying one language. And after that, you said it makes easier. What is makes easier? Having studied one language. That is the perfect infinitive and perfect gerund, but it is only to emphasize or stress the meaning. Basically, the meaning is just similar with the simple expression. Next is continuous infinitive. We use a continuous infinitive to say that an action or an event is in progress around the time we are talking about. Almost the same function like the present continuous or past continuous or future continuous. So the actions are in progress. I'd like to be lying on the beach right now. To be lying on the beach right now, the meaning is the action is ongoing. I'd like to be. Is that like you are lying on the beach right now? No, you'd like to be. She seems to be coughing a lot. Do you think she's okay? She seems to be coughing a lot. So to be coughing, the meaning is actions of what? Actions of coughing a lot. And you are asking about the conditions or her conditions, whether she is okay or not. Okay, so this is the final, or in the charts that you can see. I make it this, I groups them. In addition to simple gerund and infinitive forms, there are progressive gerund and infinitive forms, the passive gerund and infinitive forms, and perfect gerund and infinitive forms, as well as combinations of these forms. Progressive forms are used to emphasize that action is taking place now at the moment of the speaking. Passive forms are used to emphasize that the subject of the sentence is being acted upon or given the impact of the actions. Perfect gerund and infinitive forms are used to emphasize completion both in the past or it is in the future. Study the examples below. Look at now this, the gerund forms. The teacher enjoys teaching. It is simple. The teacher wants to teach, just simple. When you want to make it into progressive form, you can make it Mr. Smith is really enjoying teaching. Is really enjoying teaching. Almost the same, right? With this simple form. Or Mr. Smith would like to be teaching his class. Okay? Just the meaning is wants to, the meaning here. Passive, the students enjoy being taught. The meaning being taught here to give impact to the students. The students want to be taught. To be taught also to give impact to the students or the subject. About the perfect here, the retired teacher recalled having taught. So this is having, this is the gerund form with the past participle. The teacher was expecting to have taught that already. To have taught that already, that is the infinitive in the perfect form. What about the passive with the progressive? The students are enjoying being taught. See this, being taught by such an exciting new teacher. It's rarely used, but it is in grammatical functions. The meaning here is it is the action of being taught. So the students given the action of being taught, and the students enjoyed that situations. The students would like to be being taught by Mr. Smith. The meaning it is the expectations to be, but it is not what the students are in the positions of that time. Passive with the perfect, right? The older students recalled having been taught that already. Having been taught is the passive in the perfect form, and the students were expecting to have been taught that by now. There are many kinds of the expressions in gerund and in infinitive, but normally in the conversations, in the spoken form, only the simple form is normally used and the simple passive form. Okay, I guess that's all about these explanations. If you still have some questions, you can ask your teachers, and you can read again the PDF file and try to understand and do the exercises. Thank you, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye bye.